He's a whale, a Chinese whale, and he made the most of his money from NFTs and doing all this degen stuff. He was a multi-millionaire. He was, but when I checked Twitter today, because it's crypto, right? Or the decentralized wallet. When you have his wallet, you know what position he's pulling, and apparently he got wiped out completely, like completely liquidated. So like a 15 million worth wallet, and all of a sudden got liquidated. Right now is worth 16K.
Oh, wow. 50 million to 16K.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was looking at Twitter as if I was watching some drama, because it's like this guy is so degen, and because he got liquidated, he had like, I'm checking right now, it's actually like 44 million in profit. So like that's in profit. So P&L, I don't know how much the account is worth, but like profit wise, it went from 44 million in profits, and then 15 million, and then down to 16K. And right now he's still gambling with his 16K. He opened a 25x long on Ethereum. So let's see how that goes. If his liquidation price is 3,500, so let's see if the remaining 16K will still be okay, or it's going to turn 16K into 16 million.
Hello, this is the Bitcoin Libertarian, and here we are again after 2 weeks with Gemmy, Gem Crypto. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again.
And with Gemmy and her dog that is in her bag. What's his name?
She's Milky. Right,
Sorry,
Milky.
it's a she.
Yes, a little girl, my little puppy.
I thought it was a boy. So okay. So since last time we speak, was when I was traveling to Switzerland. A lot of things happened in the world of Bitcoin. October finished, and the price didn't went up as everyone was expecting. In fact, today we are around 100,003. And people is alarming what's happening. October closed the first red October since 2018. So a lot of alarms are firing about the price. And I want to ask you, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 2025 October was one of the most manipulated and full of insider trading month. Like, I mean, if it was without all these manipulation, then maybe we've got the October that we have always wanted. But that's not the case. And when I say insider trading, we're seeing, okay, Donald Trump coming in and out with the whole tariff thing, but like there are wallets literally open half an hour before Donald Trump made a tweet, and it happened quite a few times. So we know that there's definitely a lot of insider trading. So October was quite disappointing. People are saying, okay, there are eventually three groups of people that I identify. So the first group is saying that we have already seen cycle top. The second group is that we're probably going to see a cycle top in November or December. So the best time is still ahead of us. And the third group is that this cycle is so different. So Bitcoin is becoming a macro asset. So whichever group is right, I'm still not losing hope, because one indicator that we could use is the 50-week moving average. So right now, Bitcoin technically is still above the 50-week moving average. So I'm not like that bearish. So until that actually happen, I'm still hopeful, because I'm siding with the number two. So the group two people. I know, Fernando, you're siding with group three. So the number three of those people think that Bitcoin is becoming such a macro asset. But regardless, like one thing we both could agree is that we both think that the best time is still ahead of us, because it does not make sense if the cycle top has already happened. We know the rate cuts are coming, And if the only reason that we are entering a prolonged bear market is because of Donald Trump's tweet, or just because Bitcoin need to follow exactly on the 4-year cycle, then I mean there's nothing like analytic about that to say.
Yes, you told me. I remember when we did the stream on the first week of October that your friends were telling you that the cycle top was gonna be on October 6th, and October 6th showed an all-time high, the last all-time high. And many of them say, okay, now the bear market started, and since then, price didn't recover, but we didn't go so low. And when I try to say that I'm sure that this cycle is super different. I think that the dynamic of the cycles are over again because we have these new players that are buying Bitcoin, that are holding Bitcoin, and also are able to manipulate Bitcoin market. I don't know if in the past, in the previous cycles, someone can manipulate the price the same as was this month with the liquidating long positions, liquidating short positions. For example, I saw that BlackRock has been selling a lot of Bitcoin in the last couple of days. So I think that's why I think that this cycle is totally different to the other ones. So that's my 2 cents. So the thing is that what I was saying is that um, I think that with all the new players going on in a Bitcoin on this time, that's why I think the cycle is totally different. And also because, as you might know, we study the power law. So the power law shows us Bitcoin as a totally different asset, more like a living organism. I don't know if I ever show you the power law, but let me share the screen. Let me share the screen with the power law. So this is okay. Let me share the screen. Yes, this. It's loading. Sorry, because here we are. This is the power law for Bitcoin. So what it shows, the power law, is that Bitcoin has been going now closer and closer following this trend. And if you can see that the power law regression has a 96% of R squared, that it means that the correlation is super strong. And that's why we can see that the price of Bitcoin now is following in the last probably months or the last year and a half, is following the power law trend. If you check, since 2020, let's say here, since 2024 February, that was when the ETF started. Now we can see that the price of Bitcoin, that this green, this green line, it's almost close and following the power law. For example, for today, November 4th, no, not open, but November 2, the Bitcoin price was 103, almost 104, and the power law prediction was 114. So it means that the predictions that the power law is doing are aligned with the behavior of Bitcoin. A couple of months ago, when I was either super bullish with Bitcoin, I was checking, I was saying, okay, no, it's going to go to 300,000, 250,000. Then I start following the power law and I said, oh, this is super conservative. But the price of Bitcoin was starting to be close and following the power law. That's why I think that this time is going to be different. So that's not again, I'm not a clairvoyant. I don't know what future can bring, but following the power law, we can say that Bitcoin started a completely different behavior than before. So that's why I think that we are not going to be in a bear market. We are going to see price going up. If the price goes up far, far away than the price predicted by the power law, then it's going to go down. And on the opposite, when the price goes down, let me share again the power law. Let me share again the power law. For example, if price in the future price breaks this, I don't know if you see that we have a green zone here and a blue zone over and under the green zone. If the price of Bitcoin goes up over the green zone, we can see probably corrections go back to the power law zone. And on the other side, if we see that the price of Bitcoin go down under this green zone, that is probably the most probable area, it's gonna go up. So that's why I think now that Bitcoin is more following this model. We are not gonna see crazy prices going up, but we are not gonna see also crazy prices going down. I am not with the guys, of course, I don't have the truth, but I'm not with the guys that are saying is coming the cycle top or came in November, in October, or is coming a new cycle top now in November or December, and then we are going to go into the bear market and we can get Bitcoin at around 70K, 60K. I don't think that this can happen. And if it happens, if we see a Bitcoin very down on price, like 60K, 70K, it will go back fast to the levels of the power law. On the other side, if Bitcoin price goes up, let's say if we see Bitcoin price next year 250, 300K, the prices will go down to 150 to the levels of the power law. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. It's actually my first time hearing about the power law. But yeah, I mean, I'm still sticking with TA. Like I need my confirmation because right now I'm with you. Like I'm not that bearish because we still haven't we are using the 50-week moving average as support. So until I have that confirmation, there's no reason to be that bearish. Like if nothing's broken, why fix it? So that's the mentality I'm having, but I'm definitely flexible because um, there is no doubt for the past weeks, basically since 10th of October, we have been on a major downtrend. So if you draw that trend line, we are still we had like the bounce to 116K, I think last week or something. But like if we zoom out and we look at the macro side, like it looks like a dead cat bounce. So what I'm seeing, I'm being conservative. I'm seeing both signs in the market. I'm seeing bullish and bearish sign. But I still need my confirmation to see whether we're entering a prolonged bear market or the 4-year cycle is completely out of the window. It's no longer relevant. So I will say, yeah, I need more confirmation. I'm watching my chart. So yeah. As for some of my friends, they have been taking profit because they they really believe in the 4-year cycle to be so intact, and cycle top actually really did happen on 6th of October. Like, I mean, so far, I don't know if that is the actual cycle top, but as of right now, it looks like that is at least a loco top. I don't know is it cycle top or a loco top, but at least right now, my friends are gloating and saying, okay, I sold my bags at the top. But I'm really glad because I was looking at the chart every single day. I love TA because it gives me some more perspective whether I'm buying at an overheated area or a very undervalued area. So my position was that on 5th of October, I pull out all the leverage. So I have Like I pull out some. I do a lot of like leverage farming. So I did a healthy leverage though. It was just like a 1.5x. So very fortunately, TA saved me again. So I pull out my leverage exactly on 5th of October, and then 6th was the cycle top, and then the market kind of crashed. So yeah, I mean, until I got clear signal that I could enter the leverage market again, I'm kind of sitting on the sideline.
Yes, totally agree on that, because at this time, as we might see that either you follow the technical analysis, either you follow macro trends. All the analysts that I follow, that they are using more macro trends instead of technical analysis. Because by the way, I'm not a guy that believes in technical analysis, with all the respect to the people who do technical analysis. But the people who also do macro, they cannot explain what's going on. So that's the point. And by the way, the power law is something probably you didn't hear about that because it's something new. It was created by a guy that is an astrophysics from Italy that lives in the United States. And I had him in my podcast, and I met him in Switzerland. That he studied Bitcoin as a totally different asset, and as a social network, as a living organism. And he's been studying the power law since 2017, 2018, and now everything matches. There is another guy that I also had in my podcast, that is Matthew from Porcopolis Economics, that he also studies the power law. And we started studying the power law, and the numbers that we get, and the predictions that we get with that are incredible. So, but at the end of the day, everything is prediction, and nobody knows what the future can bring. Either if you do technical analysis, either if you do power law, or either if you do whatever you want. I think that it was a very smart move what you did, that take out all the leverage, because now we are in times that anything can happen, can go up very quickly. Maybe next week we can have Bitcoin at 130K, or maybe next week we can have Bitcoin at 90K. So nobody knows, because as you said, and you have experience on this field, this is the most manipulated market you've ever seen. So when the market is manipulated, when you cannot control what's going on, of course, you cannot control it either if it's not manipulated, but if it's manipulated, you are very, very likely to lose money, and better to play cautious, no leverage, stay away, probably stuck, do DCA, and not do crazy things that can lead you to lose money.
Yeah, funny thing, because like my friend was showing me this Bitcoin yield farming thing, and it is a legit project, I know. And it was like they recently did a TGE. I'm not gonna name which token, but like he was shielding me so hard that, because it's on all the major exchanges, it's on OKX, it's on Binance, and got a very strong backing. And I know that I know it is a very legit project, but I still didn't get in, because I didn't buy any altcoins, because I feel like when you look at the Bitcoin dominance is shooting high again, is at 60%. Like, and all these influencers have been streaming out alt seasons, and so far we have not seen an alt season. I would argue we haven't seen an alt season since 2021. So when he was showing me this token, he was like, it's okay to get in when there's a correction, but like I was staying on the safe side. And that was a tiny pump. Like even he told me about that, but that tiny pump, it was like a very short live, like a very short period of time. So I just feel like it's not worth it. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm not taking much risk. Looks like holding Bitcoin is making the most sense for me, and no leverage, because we have seen like billions of dollars being wiped out. And I'm not sure if you follow this whale on Twitter. His name is Matchy Brother. You know Matchy
Yes, I
Brother?
think so. Yeah, yeah.
And
I follow some.
yeah, so he's a whale, a Chinese whale, and he made the most of his money from NFTs and doing all this degen stuff. Um, he was a multi-millionaire. He was, but when I when I checked Twitter today, because it's crypto, right? Or the decentralized wallet. When you have his wallet, you know what position he's pulling, and apparently he got wiped out completely, like completely liquidated. So like a 15 million worth wallet, and all of a sudden got liquidated. Right now is worth 16K. Yeah.
Oh wow, 50 million to 16K.
Yes. Yes.
Incredible, incredible.
Incredible.
Well, that's the point. Yes, I don't suggest to go through any altcoin or anything that is not Bitcoin. If you want, you can go and bet, like if you go to the casino. But again, like check this: if a guy who was super wealthy, if a guy who was in the market, if the guy who knows what how the market goes, got liquidated. Imagine a small fish like we are on this big ocean. So again, I think that always the best strategy is to to DCA, cold storage, and don't trade, don't take leverage. If you want to do with a small portion of your wealth, is okay, but never bet all your wealth in these things, even though you think that, okay, now is the bull market coming, Bitcoin is going up forever, because the market is manipulated and these things happen.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, because I was looking at Twitter as if I was watching some drama, because it's like this guy is so degen, and because he got liquidated, he had like I'm checking right now, it's actually like 44 million in profit. So like that's in profit. So P&L, I don't know how much the account is worth, but like profit wise, it went from 44 million in profits, and then 15 million, and then down to 16K. And right now he's still gambling with this 16K. He opened a 25x long on Ethereum. So let's see how that goes. Like if his liquidation price is $3,500. So let's see if the remaining 16K will still be okay, or it's gonna turn 16K into 16 million.
Yes, let's see. Let's see. But again, I don't suggest, don't do this at home. The best strategy is DCA. Don't care the price. You need to understand that Bitcoin is going up forever. And again, as I put today on X, 1 year ago, November 4th, 2024, was election day in the United States. For in Hong Kong was in the morning on the 5th. But I remember that day Bitcoin did a spike when Trump was winning, but the price was 68K. So today we are 52% up from 1 year ago. So that's what you need to understand. When you are in doubt, you zoom out and you check what Bitcoin has been doing during the history. And the only thing that we can say, is that Bitcoin is going up forever. So if you buy today, if you hold, of course, no financial advice, in 4 years, for at least in 4 years, you're gonna be on profit. So that's the most intelligent thing. Not do leverage, not try to time the market, because you are gonna get wiped out. Sorry.
Bless
It's the
you.
the change of temperature between Hong Kong, Switzerland, and Argentina, but it's okay.
Is Argentina hot right now?
No, let's see. It's the thing with Argentina is we are around the average during the day. Now it's 22, 23 degrees Celsius. But in Argentina, we have something that in Hong Kong we don't have. We have variation of temperature during the day. For example, in the morning, you wake up and you can have like 14 degrees, something like that. Then by noon, you can have 22, 25 degrees. And by night, you can have 18 degrees. It's not like Hong Kong that in the summer we have 35 degrees from 6 a.m. every day, all the days. So that's the thing that in Argentina. It's not so cold. The weather is good. November is a good month to visit Argentina because it's not crazy hot like probably December or January, and it's not super cold like July. Last year I was here in July, and I remember I was at my mom's house checking the phone. We were with -2 degrees, and my friends from Hong Kong were sending me pictures in the boat. So I'm freezing, and you are in a junk boat. So, but anyways, but Gemmy, to start closing the conversation today, what can we expect for the future for Bitcoin? I mean, for the future, not on the long term, like more in the upcoming months.
Yeah, like I'm sticking with the TA that I see because like I remember I told you I'll be really surprised if by 2025 I don't see Bitcoin at least 130. Like if we actually use 200K moving average and we see how above we go, and I'll be really surprised we don't go to 137K by year end, actually. So, like, as long as the 50-week, like, we don't break this week, like, we manage to hold that as support, maybe this is just a correction zooming out. But, like, again, as a good trader, we have to consider both sides of the scenario. So, of course the bullish side that we all want is that this is just going to be a correction. Turns out there's going to be a really good enter opportunity, so that is the bullish side, of course. But like we also have to consider the bearish side because like everyone has different financial situation. Like I don't know what the viewers are experiencing, but like when my friends ask me about, because I remember I was having dinner with them on 3rd of October. And then when they asked me, because they have some Bitcoin, is it good to hold or take profit? Like basically, what's the action, how they should react? And then I asked them another question instead. So I was like, okay, if Bitcoin dropped 50% today, and then the bear market gonna last 1.5 years, and you only manage to sell after 1.5 years, will you be okay with that? Like for your own financial situation, are you okay with that outcome? Some people answer that they have no problem, even Bitcoin dropped 50% and they have to hold 1.5 years. So I was like, there you go, you have your answer. So you can hold and hodl your Bitcoin till whenever you want to take profit. But like there are some people in the group that they are not okay. Like they just feel like 1.5 years is a very long time for them, and they could use that money to, I don't know, pay some rent or like support for your kids. Then yeah, you know what to do. So I would say everyone has a different situation, and I'm not a financial advisor or personal advisor, but like just adjust your strategy based on your needs.
Exactly. A great advice. Not everyone has the same needs. Not everyone can hold. I always say when you go into Bitcoin, you need to think about money that you are not gonna need at least for 4 years. So that's the thing. If you put your salary, your whole salary on Bitcoin, it's crazy. If you put savings that you know that you are gonna use in the next 12 months, for example, you're saving for a holiday or a vacation, don't save in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for the long term. Bitcoin is for the retirement. And again, you must be able to hold them for at least 4 years. That's what history is showing us, that every person who holds Bitcoin at least for 4 years went in profit, and in a huge profit. So that's a good advice. And every time you invest, you need to check your financial situation, and you need to understand if you are going to be needing money in the short term, in the long term, or you need to have, I think you need to have a money for your retirement, that is money that you don't touch, and then money for the emergencies, that is probably some liquid money that you can have for the next 2 years, and that's all. Always try to, before putting money on anything, try to analyze your financial situation, and as Gemmy said, try to check if you can hold for 4 years. If you don't come to Bitcoin. That's the point. So, Gemmy, again, thank you very much for your time. Sorry for the interruptions. And again, anything else you want to add? And of course, your social media so people can follow you. And don't follow the scammer that was telling me that you got the driving license.
Yeah, I mean, the scammer is so annoying because he is going, he went to DM a lot of my followers, I mean, yourself included, and he has been using my pictures and copy and pasting what I post on Twitter or on my real Twitter right now, and just like use my picture, copy and paste my caption to still pretend to be me. So that's really annoying. And I met a friend last week, and I told him about, because I haven't met him in a few months, right? So told him about my Twitter got hacked, and he was so surprised. I was like, no, like you're posting this yesterday. What do you mean? I was like, no, that was not me. So it's super annoying. Anyway, so my real Twitter, my current Twitter right now is gemcrypto_io. I have Instagram as well, and also my own YouTube channel. So Instagram and Instagram and YouTube, I have the same handle, so it's Gem Crypto.
Excellent. So thank you very much, Gemmy. Let's see if we can connect next week. I will be in Argentina. Otherwise, in 2 weeks, I will be back to Hong Kong, and we need to go to celebrate your birthday.
Yes, I have another celebration tomorrow. So yes, let's go.
Celebrations didn't stop. So yeah. Okay, Gemmy, thank you very much for your time. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
And thank you everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Remember that by doing this, you help us a lot. Oh, so beautiful. You help us a lot on our quest to paint orange the whole world. As I always say, share this episode with the people you love, share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and give them the orange pill. See you in the next episode of our podcast. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi. And that's all for today. If you like the episode, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Our X account is the Bitcoin _. Our YouTube channel is the Libertarian BTC. Our YouTube channel in Spanish is Libertarian BTC ESP. Our Patreon, the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our Instagram, the Bitcoin Libertarian. That's all. You can go there and follow us in all our social media.